Hello everyone, I would like to introduce myself and my group partner. My name is Nushazwani binti Abdullah and my group partner is Nurin Hadifa binti Muhammad Kamaruzaman. We are from that 3A and we have chosen the effect of Covid-19 on students in Polytechnic Merlimau, Melaka. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2019, the whole world was hit by a pandemic known as coronavirus disease or called Covid-19. Malaysia is also among the countries that are not exempt from this pandemic. The outbreak was initially detected in mid-December 2019 in city of Wuhan, Hubei, China, and was recognized as a pandemic by the World Health Organization (WHO) on March 11, 2020. To date, more than a dozen cases have been confirmed, with more than a dozen died due to COVID-19. Therefore, the Malaysian government decided to implement a statewide movement control order to reduce the spread of disease. Therefore, students and all educators throughout the state are asked to study online to prevent COVID-19 outbreak among them. Let's move to the objective. The objective of effect COVID-19 on students are identify number of students affected by COVID-19. Next, to identify movement of students during MCO. And lastly, the objective is to raise awareness on prevention among students. There are 30 respondents who have filled in this survey form and consists of students from Polytechnic Merlimau, Melaka. This survey is taken through the Google form that we have provided. The bar graph illustrates the personal data, which is semester of student Polytechnic Merlimau, Melaka. The majority of the student, which is in semester 3, has the highest number with 26 students. Meanwhile, semesters 2 and semester 4 remain the same, which are 2 students. In the semester 5, there are only 1 student had respond, and no student had respond in semester 1 and semester 6. The pie chart is about the department. The chart is divided into 5 parts. It is taken from commerce, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, tourism and hospitality. The largest number of students who have filled in the form is commerce. There are 22 students. The second largest number of students who have filled in the form is mechanical engineering. There are 4 students. The chart shows that there are only 3 students from electrical engineering, 1 student from civil engineering, and 1 student from tourism and hospitality. So, we can say that the most students from commerce department and the less in from civil engineering and tourism and hospitality department. As the figure above illustrates, a total of 30 respondents from the Polytechnic Merlimau, Melaka fill out this questionnaire. The graph shows that the number of female is more, which is 27 students, compared to the number of male is only 4 students.
The bar chart illustrates students affected by COVID-19. The number of students that not affected by COVID-19 does remain grows, which is 24 students. The number of students that affected by COVID-19 decreased because there were only 7 students. So, we can see not many students Polytechnic Merlimau, Melaka affected by COVID-19 because they take care of themselves and their safety. The chart shows the symptoms of COVID-19 who were affected by COVID-19 of student Polytechnic Merlimau, Melaka. None of the above in the chart became the most preferred number of students. It is because the previous chart, which is students who were not affected by COVID-19 the most. Meanwhile, the second highest number of students were 8, which is headache. As we can see in the chart, Loss of smell and loss of taste has the same amount of students, which are 5, and sore throats and others also remain identical, which are 3. Besides, diarrhea has 1 student that had that symptom and 2 students had chills. So, we can say that other people have another symptom, but this symptom is common in people who are affected by COVID-19. The bar chart illustrates the activities during movement control order of student Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka. Students can choose more than one for this listing in Google Form. It can be seen that the most student was doing online studying with total 30 students. It is because the students cannot go back to campus until circumstances permit. The second largest number of students was 30 students that stay at home. They were nowhere to go because government decided to make movement control order to the whole country. Meanwhile, students that do online business was 5 students and working was 3 students. They fill their free time to earn more money. So, the rest of students was in other than is stated. Overall, we can say that most students had work to do, so there's no pressure while at home. The bar chart illustrates action that can be taken for those who violate the standard operating procedures. As cases were declining, the government loosened the standard operating procedures, whereby the government opened up all sectors of education, such as recalling students back to campus. Proposal action can be taken by students Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka were compound 100 ringgit and ban from going to classes remain the same with 13 students. Ban from Polytechnic is also among the second highest student choice to take action for students who do not follow instructions with 11 students. 9 students chosen others because they had other opinion. The power of seek advice from counseling decreased to 7 students. It is because maybe many of the students thought that students will not take advice from counselors. To sum up my point, we can see that soon all sectors of education have started operating, so we as students have to be prepared for what will happen. So, if students break standard operating rules, there are parties who will take action. This action want to raise awareness on prevention among students. The chart shows the feeling when affected by COVID-19 of student Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka. When a person affected to COVID-19 or worries about feelings when affected to COVID-19, the following shows some of the feelings faced by Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka students. In the chart, feeling afraid became the most preferred number with 12 students. Perhaps they have never experienced such severe feeling. Meanwhile, the second highest number of students were 11, which is normal feeling. Perhaps those who choose this normal feeling once felt the pain they experienced. As we can see in the chart, stress has the same amount of students, which are 8 students, and others also remain identical, which are 8. Besides, sad feeling had 9 students, so we can say that all the feelings expressed are feelings experienced by everyone who is too worried about being exposed to COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in this together and we will get through this together is the quotes from Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations. Cases of coronavirus in Malaysia suddenly spiked up over the last couple of days, bringing the tally of total infections in the country to 553 as of March 16. It is the highest recorded increase of cases in the country since the outbreak began on January 25. This outbreak affects us all, and yet it also calls upon our better judgment to do our part in being mindful of each other and in protecting the health and safety of all those around us. How many times have we said that together we can make a difference? We always say it, and it's not a rhetorical phrase. We are more sure today, in these sensitive times, in the importance of moving in the same direction, where fundamental principles must be protected. Together, we will face this difficult period and return stronger than before to protect everyone's home, our planet. Let's all work together to remain calm, be positive, and fight this outbreak.